Emily. Jordan.
Kai. Emily.
And Scott. Chloe.
Oh my gosh.
Hey guys. Okay, so you may be asking yourself, how is Hammocks a sustainability project? Well, I'll tell you. The reason why we did a hammock project is because you need to sustain your inner self through this challenging 4 months. And what better place to do it than in a hammock? Because it's really comfy and they're awesome. And you can be in a relaxing environment after a challenging day and just wind down. So, okay, so the idea, I was in Costa Rica this summer and there's like a ton of hammocks and I bought one and I wanted to bring it to Woolman because hammocks are awesome. Anyways, and then when I got to campus, I noticed that there were no hammocks and I was like, we're at a hippie school and there's no hammocks, what is going on? So I wanted to change that. So I did. So I wanted to make it my sustainability project, and let's just say our group has kind of exploded. And we joined forces, and we have a ton of beautiful people working on this project with me. So yeah, I'll let them explain.
Okay, so our original idea was to build 4 rope hammocks, so they have like the little knots everywhere. And then after talking to Rob, we were gonna place them in the 4 directions, so north, south, east, and west. And they're gonna represent the Native American medicine wheel. And so like we paint because in rope hammocks you have a beam. We would paint the beam to the color that represented that station. We ended up not doing that because we wanted to like pick out fabric and colors that would represent ourselves. And then along with that, we were going to make these little outdoor libraries and cute little things you stick on a tree. And you leave books in there, and then people can read them on the hammocks, and they can take books and put them in there, so like you just keep building up your supply.
Okay, so also another reason why we decided not to do rope hammocks was because none of us know how to tie knots. And turns out that's how you make rope hammocks. So some of us know how to sew, so we decided to do cloth hammocks. And we started out by looking up recipes, as they call them, instructions for making hammocks. And we figured out how much it all cost and everything, and then we got Faye to buy us some materials. And we had to, there's a little recipe. Okay, so we cut we cut the fabric, and then we sewed it. And how it works is there's these 2, there's an opening in each hammock, so you can put like a pad in it or something, which we don't have, but someone might do that in the future for these hammocks. And then we sew them, and then we tie them up, and they're really cool. Yay.
So the hanging up process was actually a lot more difficult than we thought it would be. No? Okay. Yeah, go back to our sun picture.
Oh, okay.
Did you show those?
Oh no.
No. So here's us sewing. Well, we're cutting the fabric, and then we sewed them, which took a while. But hanging up was hard because we had to find trees that were the right size apart, which was actually a lot more difficult than we thought it would be because the trees are pretty far apart in the areas that are populated on campus. So there's Willie and Kai, and some trees that are too far. So we ended up hanging one on the dining hall. It was me hanging them up. We had one on the dining hall, and one over on the other side of Nicole's house, and one in the cabin area. And the way we did this was we tied a knot around the end of the hammock, and then a triple fisherman's knot, which I learned how to tie for this occasion. And then we tied it to a tree, and in that case we used Anna Scott knots, which is where you tie as many knots as you can as quickly as you can and hope they stay. But there's a lot of knots, so it should be fine.
Yeah.
We tested them all out too, so they're fine. But they are all stable.
Okay, so some of our challenges, like the biggest one was starting out and we could not find instructions for rope hammocks. We looked like YouTube and like everywhere and we couldn't find it. That was like our biggest challenge, and finally we found that one and we're like, let's just do rope hammocks. I mean, just fabric hammocks, it'll be so much easier. And then once we started going, it was super easy and just like a really great experience, and we're super excited for like future Woolman like staff and interns and students to use our hammocks. So that's our project.
Oh, wait. I would like to say special thanks to Rob because he was our mentor and he offered a lot of emotional support. And shout out to Devin for proofreading my thing.
Also, Maggie for letting us use her sewing machine.
Oh yeah.
Which our entire project,
We are also sorry about all the broken needles.
we bought you more.
Oh, one of the biggest challenges was the needles because they kept hitting me in the face and they would break and it was really scary.
Also, we were gonna make 4 hammocks, and we really ended up making 3 because one of our fabrics turned out to be plastic, and the thread wouldn't hold. So we sewed an entire hammock, and then it fell apart. It was sad, but it was red.
Well, the thread was hold, it just sort of knotted. It created these huge knots that were like really long and fluffy. And that's not really what we wanted our hammocks to look like. So we kind of gave up on the red one.
But there's 3 beautiful hammocks, and they're really fun to lay in and sleep in, and you guys should all check them out. And
They're really big, so you can cuddle in them.
yeah, and we have really nice, strong ropes, so it holds a lot of weight. And when we're walking around on the other sustainability project toys, you can see the hammocks and sit in them.
Yeah, well, they're full of snow.
Yeah.
But whatever you want to do. Yeah.
Well, they're not waterproof, but they should like dry out.
They're out of our fabric.
Oh wait, what happened to the bookshelves?
We ran out of time.
Okay,
Maybe someone in the future will come and be like, these hammocks would be so great to have bookshelves. And then they'll do it. It'll be great.
Other questions?